Hey everybody, it's Missy. Thanks for joining me today. I'm back with a new layout for the Hip Kit Club, and I'm using the 2017 December kits. And I'm so excited because I'm going to use these llamas. If you've got these kits, then you've seen the Crate Paper Good Vibes stickers and chipboard sheets, and there's llamas on there. And when I first saw this, I thought, what am I going to use that for? And then I remembered my child has a shirt with a llama on it, so I may or may not have put the shirt on her and taken her picture specifically so I could use the llamas. Yeah, I know. I think all scrapbookers have done that at some point. Yeah, so I totally planned this out because I wanted to use those llamas, and I think it turns out really cute. And so I kind of went through and picked out some things of a color scheme that I wanted to use, and it really pained me to tear that paper by Arete, but I have another sheet of it, thank goodness. I wanted to incorporate that really pretty purpley blue periwinkle color and mix it up with some pink. And so this was kind of just, I just went for it. I didn't think about it. I wish I wouldn't have torn it, but I changed my mind a little bit. So then what I decided to do is I want to do a big title, and I want to make it myself. And so I'm going to use the saying that is on her shirt, and it's too small to read it, but it says, "Save the drama for your llama." And I thought that was too hilarious, and I needed to use that as my title. And so one of my favorite techniques to do is to create a really big title as a design element. And so I'm just going to hand draw the letters and kind of fish through the papers here and cut them out by hand. I'm not going to use a die cut machine. I'm not using a specific font. I'm just cutting out big letters. And so I'm cutting out the word drama first. And this is just kind of, yeah, eyeballing it here. I'm not even using a ruler. And so this is a great way to get a cut file look on your page. If you do not have a die cutting machine, just hand draw it. And it's okay if they look kind of wonky and crooked because they're supposed to. So I'm going to use the other parts of the title, the smaller pieces, with some stickers. So I've got drama and llama cut out, and that's going to be my color scheme. I've got the darker pink, that periwinkle blue, aqua, and some dark blues. Now this is just some white textured cardstock from the cardstock kit, and instead of using gesso, I'm going to spread across the page that pasties that we got in the color kit, and it's called Puttin' on the Glitz, and it's very smooth and creamy, and this one dries clear, but there's glitter in it. I'm going to show you here in just a second. Hopefully you can see it, but I just spread it around with a palette knife kind of in place of gesso. And I know it's still wet, but there is glitter all in this, and it dries clear, and it's awesome, and it actually worked really, really well. I'll definitely use that again in place of gesso. Now I'm going to jazz up my background here. You know me, I like to get messy and just make a big old mess. And so this is the Berry Hot Creamies. That's the name of it, Berry Hot. And that also came in the color kit. It's a really pretty pink. And I just got antsy here. I didn't even wait for my background to dry. I just started splattering and then smushing around with the packaging technique. And this actually gave me some really cool texture, which I really like. So I'm just splattering, smushing. I just want to get some color started on the background, and I'm going to wind up doing a lot of color on a big chunk of the background because I'm going to use both of those pictures. They are slightly different. It's not the same exact picture, but when I'm trying to get my child to stand still, I just start snapping. And so anyway, this is dry. Can you see the sparkle? Look how pretty that is. I love it. It's just like glitter sprinkled, and it's not coming off because it's mixed inside of that texture paste. It is awesome. And look how flat my paper is. It did not warp my paper at all. And this is not that really thick smooth cardstock. This is just regular old cardstock that's textured, and you know, usually this type of paper warps really easily, but that texture paste did not warp it one bit. So I was pleasantly surprised at that. Okay, so now I'm going to add in some more colors. I'm using the Snow Wayman Vibes. That came in our color kit this month also. And I'm mixing it with another shimmer spray from my stash that's called Blue Jeans. And it's really almost a perfect match to that periwinkle color. And I like to mix and match the colors. This one's from my stash also. It's called Well Blew Me Down. It's an aqua color. And that came from a color kit a few months ago. This came from last month's color kit. This is from November, and this is the Distress Oxide. And I'm using the peacock feathers here with a little round foam applicator, and I'm just smudging some on and then using some water and a brush to kind of water it down and smudge it. And I'm going to go back and forth with the brush, different colors here. I just want to incorporate all those colors that are in the paper and the letters onto the background. And it takes me a while to get it just like I like it, because, you know, once you make your background like you're doing here, I'm going to bring my pictures back and see, you know, what can you see? Because sometimes you think you've done enough mixed media, but then when you add your pictures back on, you can't see it anymore. And so it's always good to kind of play around and see if you need to add more. And usually in my case, I need to add more. And so I'm just going to keep going here. I'm going to add more of the Distress Oxide. And I love how you can see all the different colors here. You can still see some of the periwinkle. You can still see some of the aqua, the pink, and definitely the gold glitter, or not gold. I don't think I used gold on this. I may add some gold at the end. I didn't mean to say gold. I meant to say glitter from that texture paste. It's so pretty. Yeah, I was excited how this turned out. So now that's dry, and I think I've got a good amount on the background here. So I'm going to start building the layout, and I apologize. I think I'm coming down with a cold. My husband, I think, is giving it to me, and so I'm trying not to hack and sneeze and cough into this microphone. So if you're wondering why I sound like a man today, that is why. Anyway, one thing I love about how this turned out is the way she's holding her hand. It looks like she's posing with the llama, saying, "Oh, look, hi, here's my friend. Let's take a picture." She's actually touching the table, but yeah, I thought that turned out cute. My only complaint about how this layout turns out is the llama winds up being kind of tilted, and I didn't want him to be tilted. I wanted him to be straight. But I stuck him to the picture, and then I wind up tilting the picture a little bit, and so the llama is not perfectly straight. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it still turned out really cute. Clearly, I wasn't done with my background. I thought I was. I'm really OCD about something that's so messy. How can someone that's so random and so messy be so anal about every little detail? I don't know. I'm so weird. One minute I'm messy and, you know, who cares? Slap it down. And then the next minute I'm whipping out my ruler to make sure everything's perfectly straight. I don't know. I'm like Jekyll and Hyde here, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to start to build everything. So I used a mixture of the papers to cut Drama Llama. I use some of Eritz paper. I've used some of the crate paper. I think most of it is crate and Eritz papers there. And so I'm going to try to use some of the Vicky Bouton embellishments. I love that periwinkle blue color, and that may not be periwinkle. That's just kind of what I call it. It's not purple. It's not blue. It's just kind of a mix. And I wanted to use this other llama too. I'm like, I have two llamas, and I almost piggybacked the little llama on top of the big llama. But then I thought, no, don't do that. Even though it looked cute. So I wind up kind of layering the little llama behind the big llama. I'm using some crate paper, little spriggy leaf stickers over to the left, and those little pink flowers. And that colorful piece behind that picture there is also from crate paper. I'm going to use that as a border or a little layer. And then I'm going to use this piece here as a layer in between the two pictures, because I love that it matches that aqua color. And here's a good example of me not using an embellishment like it's supposed to be used. It said this is happening, and I thought, you know what, I'm probably not going to use this, so I just cut it in half and used it like I wanted to use it. So, you know, don't think that you can't use something just because it says something that you would never use. And I'm not saying I would never use that, but I probably wouldn't, is what I'm thinking now. So I just decided to use it like I wanted to use it. And yes, I just cut that frame in half. I almost cringed when I did that, but I thought, again, I'm probably not going to use this whole, and I wanted to use it on this page because I think those little pom-poms are so fun, and there was nowhere else to put it as an entire frame. So I just cut it in half, and now I've got, you know, some at the top, some at the bottom, and I love how that looks. And so, once again, if you don't like how it looks as a whole, just cut it up and use the parts that you want to use, because you're going to get more use out of it that way. Otherwise, it's just going to stay in your stash and it's never going to get used. And I think that's part of why I have so much stuff in my room, is because, you know, it's only been recently where I've just decided to cut up embellishments if I want to use them. And there's so many things that I haven't used in the past because I've been afraid to hack it up. If you want to cut it, cut it. And those frames actually were not hard to cut at all, so don't be afraid to do that. So I'm going to mix two colors of thread. I've got like a pink and a peachy color. I'm trying to match the color of that llama, because if you can see, or as you can see, I don't have a lot of that color going on in the layout. I've got pink, dark pink and light pink, and the blue and the aqua, but that llama is sort of a peachy color. So I'm trying to bring in some more elements that have that color. And so that thread, I know it's hard to see here in the light, but the thread that I just added is more of that peachy color. So yeah, I'm going to put half the title at the top and the other half at the bottom. And then I'm going to use those light blue puffy alpha stickers to create the rest of the title. I think I already threw the packaging out, of course. I think those are Pink Fresh Studio. So I'm going to put save the at the top and for your at the bottom. And here I go with my ruler, like I said, making sure it's perfectly straight. But in this case, I wanted that part of the title to be straight. And I am going to go off camera and add glue behind each of those letters, because hardly anything likes to stick to texture paste or gesso or anything like that. So I do make sure those are glued down. So the title is done, and now I'm going to work on more smaller embellishments. I'm going to add in that little half circle that says Epic, and I believe that is from Pink Fresh Studio or Crate Paper. I'm so terrible. Some things I know right away and some things look similar. I don't wind up using that bird that I just cut, but I just dump everything together, and so sometimes I forget what is what. I'm going to fussy cut out a couple of blue flowers from that Crate Paper sheet, because I need some more of that darker blue that I've got over on the left and in the A and the M over here on the right side. And so I thought this was so cute. I'm going to add a little flower in the llama's ear. I don't know why, just kind of like a little hairband or something. Llamas can wear flowers in their hair, right? Or I guess technically that's its ear. Who knows? I just think it looks cute. That's a Vicky Bouton flower, and I love that it matches the pink. And I'm going to do some more fussy cutting on this flower. This pattern paper is so pretty. I'm still trying to figure out how to use the birds, but the flowers are a no-brainer. Those are really easy to use, but those birds are really pretty also. So fussy cutting, adding in 3 of those little blue flowers. And then I did some stitching. I just used white thread and did just a straight stitch through Drama and Llama. And then I'm going to add in a couple more smaller things here. I have looked at that chipboard sheet 1,000 times and just now realized that there was a peachy colored flower on there that matches the llama. So I'm going to use that. And then there's a little paper sticker too, and I'm going to use that somewhere. Pink Fresh Studio Puffy Heart. Oh, those are not hearts. Stars. Those are from The Mix. I don't even know if those have been released elsewhere yet, but they're coming. I'm going to add these in different colors that match in the center of the A's, just for more little pops of color. And then these are Crate Paper little tear apart tickets. I'm going to use one at the top and one at the bottom, and those are from Good Vibes. And if you want to know for sure which of these embellishments came in which kits, it's all listed in great detail on the HipKit blog, or not HipKit blog, HipKit website, which is hipkitclub.net, and it'll be definitely more specific of which one goes in which kit. I added my journaling. Oh, I did add some gold. This is some Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine. We got that in a color kit probably 2 years ago, and you know, that stuff never gets old. Finally, I'm going to add in some stamping. These are the Good Vibes Crate Paper stamps, and this is probably one of my favorite stamp sets that we've got in a long time, because the sayings are very general and you could use them on so many things. But there's the final layout. I'm super excited how this turned out. You can see the llama's kind of going uphill, but that's okay. I think the color scheme is fun. I was so excited that my daughter had this shirt, and I totally forgot she had it. I bought it for her probably over the summer, and she just hadn't worn it yet. And I thought, oh, okay, it's time to break out the llama shirt, because, you know, hey, It's now or never with the llamas. Otherwise, they would go into my stash and I'd probably lose them and forget about them. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was so much fun to make. Let me know if you have any questions about the techniques, the kits, the products, anything at all. I'll definitely be able to answer you. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.